It's also a reward too, because she rewards him with it. When she says okay, it means you're getting rewarded for this now.
Good boy. Okay. Good job, buddy. Good.
Nice. Good. Do some healing with him now, okay? Demonstrate that a little bit with him. And he's kind of showing off right now, so there hasn't been the need for much of a correction in any regard, which is nice. But we'll see here how he does with the healing. Okay, so that's a good one. I'll point that out. So when she says heel, she kind of used the leash to bring him right beside him. That's, again, he's young. He's still not perfect with the heel, but as you can use that leash to guide him, he's very, very accurate with it. And then we're just making some eye contact, doing some praising, making some back and forth movement. Ideally, when you stop, he stops with you and sits. You might have to ask for the sit. I want you to do the healing again, but try it with the ball on the ground, okay? See how he does with that. You could like maybe get him into a heel and then toss the ball and heel with him. Oh, he really won't. Yeah, I forget who it was that peed on the shoe yesterday, but I don't remember who it was either. It's probably Copper. Good. What does he want in that basket, dude?
I have no idea.
It's so funny, hey? He's like obsessed with it.
Yeah, well, this was where when I originally was doing all the stuff, I had to stand here because he'd bring the ball back.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, do the heel and try it with the ball on the ground so you can see healing around some distractions and stuff. So right off the bat, she throws it and he wants to go, so she right away marks with a nope and then gives that correction. That signal is very important there though too, right? Like we want to try to add these signals when we're doing this kind of thing with a dog. Because it's really like, ideally, if we don't want to rely on the collar and leash, we're just using our verbal commands. And it takes some time, but once they learn it, they know it, right? Okay. Good job. And again, she'll use that out signal here.
Doug, out. Nope.
He was playing a lot of keep away initially when we started playing with him. You know, he would try to like, so it's just important, like if he starts like trying to do that, you can just say out from a distance and use the collar to reinforce it. You can mark it with a, hey, nope, I'm not playing that game right now. And if you need to correct it, you could as well. Okay. But it's just letting him know like, hey, we're not playing keep away, we're playing fetch right now, kind of thing, right? Okay. She almost the flirt ball. But I would just keep doing the ball. That's hard. It's hard to use the flirt ball for this kind of thing, hey? I mean, if you want to, you could try a different toy if he's like kind of zoning out on that one, but that's up to you. Good. That's where it's like in that kind of a situation, if you're trying to tell him to do something and he's just busy looking at something else, we can say nope, and we could even tap on our collar, on the remote collar, and get his attention with that, just to snap him out of like, hey, like that's not what we're doing right now. Okay. A little tug on the leash can work well too. The thing with Doug though is he's not super sensitive with the leash. Like it works well for this kind of thing, but at the same time, if he's super excited, like he'll pull on that leash if he wants to, you know. I'd expect. Okay. So it's important we have a way to, like again, kind of increase that correction if needed. That remote collar can really help with that.
One thing we've been finding, at least on the leash, is not that obviously we don't want him to do it. We're so used to having a husky before.
Oh yeah, same
like
thing.
The on the leash is just.
You already got the muscles for it, hey?
Do a backflip. Could not pull on something that's attached to him.
It's just genetics for that. Like well, for a husky at least, you know. But definitely with a retriever, it's they can be heavy pullers too. I find. But once you get the right equipment, like the pinch collar. So we have a pinch collar on him right now, like a training collar. That's going to be something we'll encourage you walk him on the leash for the next little while. Okay. You'll go home with that. Like that's included with the board and train program. But the pinch collar really helps for like, especially if your partner or something is going to walk him too. Just helps even the playing field. He's not out muscling anybody. Good way to communicate with him and stuff. But yeah, like when he's really like focused on something or really trying to like be disobedient, that's where we use the remote collar to correct that, you know. Oh, he wants to tug. Is that what it is, hey?
I think that's what
There it is. A little different when you're playing tug now, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be tugging with him, right, instead of throwing it for him. So there's a bit of competition, honestly. It's like you'll see even there when she says out, he tries to fight a bit harder. So how she handles that is important, right? She marks it with a nope. When she says out, he ignores the out, so she says no, and she pops the leash. She gives a correction for ignoring it. If she wants to, she's got the remote collar in her pocket, she could say no and pull that out and tap it just to say, hey, like that's not how we play this game.
Okay.
It just depends on what's easier in that moment, you know. If he has no leash on him, I would use the remote collar, of course. But if he's got a leash and it's right there, you can just use that. Try that out again. Good. See that good again, right? That good is so important when he does well like that because he knows it's like that's me doing the right thing, right? You know, if I put him in a sit and he sits, I'll say good. If I walk away and he stays, good sit, good. It's encouragement. It's continued encouragement, which can be very helpful. Do the out. He wants to go on the place bed. He's like, I want that. Do the heel with him around the toy again for us. Maybe like just kind of sit him next to you, show him where it is, like let him see you throw it out in front. And now say heel and heel with him. Just using that leash to help guide him into the position. And no pulling on the leash, that's kind of what we're looking for. If I start to see he's pulling, she'll mark with a no and do a pop on the leash. Or that's where, again, it's like if he's really committed to it, you could tap the remote collar. Yeah. But you see how that pinch collar works too. It's like you want to make sure the leash is loose. As anytime you're using a pinch collar, the leash should stay loose unless you're trying to like get the dog's attention or correct them for a behavior. And it's always a quick pop or a snap on the leash. Oh, I took it outside. It's outside now. Do you want to grab it or he might need some water? Hey, good boy. Doug. Doug. Come on, bud. I'm not going to recall him right now away from this because I don't have the collar or anything. And if he ignores me, it's like she can back it up if she wants now that she's there. But it's one of those things where it's just tell him no if he's jumping up there. If you need to correct it, you can. Good. Yeah, well, he really wants that, hey, holy. He probably thinks it's food. Nice. When you are starting a game with him to play with him, like you kind of want to show him like, okay, you have the toy and I usually say like ready and just get some excitement out of him and then you can let him kind of start biting it and stuff like that. Okay. That way he doesn't just think you picking up a towel off the ground is like a cue to start play as well. You want to be careful with that, right? And if he did that, you just say no and we'd correct it, you know? Yeah. Okay, try that again with the heel. Maybe do some healing, some place. Do a few commands in a row before you send him to it. Nice. Kind of walk near it. Walk pretty close. Almost close enough for him to get it, but not. Obviously, don't let him. That was good, nice. And of course, you're only saying nope if he's trying to get it, right? Like you don't want to say nope if he's like being good, right? I'll see that a lot of owners they'll start saying nope before the dog's even doing anything wrong. It's like kind of makes the word meaningless. Okay. You will notice too, it's important to point out, she's saying yes right now when she rewards him instead of okay. Those two can be used interchangeably. Okay. Like if you say yes and throw the ball, that's fine. If you say okay and throw the ball, that's fine. If you say okay and let him bite the toy, that's fine. Okay. It's just a reward marker. It means you're free from the behavior and I'm gonna give you this reward now, okay? That is important because if you put him in a down and you say like yes, as like, cause you're excited, he's gonna get up. And that's when you should let him, like that's okay, right? And you should have something on you to let him get up. If you don't have anything on you, if you don't have a reward, we would just say break. We would say, Doug, break. And that's our release command with no reward. So if she says break to him, just show him the break command. Doug, break. See, he can get off, but he doesn't get the reward yet. Now do the place again. Doug, place. If he tries to go for that toy, that's a good example there. It's nice to try to put the toy away, like in your pocket or something like that when you're working with them. And not, I mean, you can, like, I would even try it with him here. Just like tell him break again and release him.
Even though the toy is out in the open?
Yeah, like kind of leave the toy out in the open. Say, nope, good, right? That's where we start. Did you tap the collar there? You didn't? Okay, good. I was just curious. Yeah. If you said nope there though and he still was trying to bite it, I would tap the remote collar like, hey, knock it off, right?
Yeah.
Give a correction there. It's kind of one of those things that works really well in these scenarios. Now tell him place again, and then reward him with the yes.
Good boy. Yes.
Nice. So just kind of stringing those commands together, getting them used to like, hey, you're not going to get rewarded every time or anything like that, right? It's nice to be able to do that and kind of walking them through those commands. So what we'll probably do next is if you want to kind of take over and do some work with them, do some handling with the leash, that would be good. What I think we'll start with is maybe just some healing and some obedience there. She can kind of show you how to play with them a little bit too. So maybe just go up there and grab the toy and just play for a few seconds with them, and then we'll walk into some obedience, okay? A couple things that'll help when you're playing with them early on is get the leash first, keep it out from under his feet, and then play with the toy with the other hand. Yeah, and then kind of play with them. Just get him excited, you know, show him your intentions to play. Just steal it from him. You can even just pull it right from him if you can. Oh, there you go, yeah. Then he'll get really into it with you. Then say yes and let him bite it.
Yes.
And then move it quickly. Yeah, add some movement. There you go. Yeah, when you say yes, you got to move it. Yeah, and keep moving it around. Let him bite it. Let him get a good hold on it if you want. You can always throw it if you need to as well. Yes. Let go of the leash. Let go of the leash. Yeah, there you go. Good. Yeah, get excited. Clap your hands a bit. Get excited. Good boy. Tell him good boy. Tell him good boy. Now say dug out. Go say dug out.
Dug.
Now pick up the toy. Say dug out.
Dug out.
Good. Now say good. Now say yes and let him bite it again.
Yes.
Yeah, move it quick. There you go. Good. That throw helped get him into it a bit. Good. Good boy. Yeah, get excited. Add some real enthusiasm. That's a big thing with this. Oh, good boy. Now tell him to out it again. Say good. Now throw it. Good. I would have said okay. I should have said say okay and throw it, but that was me. Good boy. Get excited again. Even though he's going over here, I want you to stay excited, okay? Now say dug out.
Dug out.
Now say nope. Oh, good. Now say good. Now if he bites it again, just say nope, okay? So pick it up. Now pick it up.
Nope.
Say good. Say, oh, good. You can, that's something that'll happen is like, you'll be like, nope, good, nope. Like you might say nope a few times because you pick it up, he tries to bite it again, you know? That's where you're setting some like authority over this is why play is very important too. It's not just about him having fun and getting rewarded. It's about you setting some rules and enforcing them as well. That's why like when you start saying out to him over here, but you're standing over there, he's like, oh wow, dad's got some authority here too. And it'll actually probably make him come back to you even more because it's like now you're playing the game for real kind of thing. Okay. Same with this. It's like you say out, he outs it, you reach in to pick it up, and then he tries to grab it quickly. Yep. Nope. You say nope. You might she might tap it on your behalf here, but you might tap it if you have it in your hand. Or you might say no and pop the leash or something if he doesn't let it go. Something to just let him know, like, hey, you can't touch it after I say out. Okay. Once you pick it up, then you can either give an obedience command or you can just say okay and throw it again, whatever you kind of want to do. But you're creating impulse control is what it's all about there, right? And you just use those signals to do it.
And then for heel.
Yeah.
Does it matter what side?
We like the left side is what we try to prefer the dog stays on. Okay. If you want to switch it up, you can, but he might kind of push it a little bit and be a little bit strange with it. But I try to keep it on the left. Yeah, so what I would do, pick up your leash there for me. Just make sure it's not under his feet. Tell him Doug break and just move him off the bed. And then, yeah, good. Now say good. Okay, now on your left side, say heel and kind of swing that leash like around this way. Say Doug, good. Say good. If he tries to, yeah, say no. Now say heel and start walking. Just start moving with him. Just go forward. Yeah, there you go. Good. Yeah, if he lays down, you just start moving. Now say good. Now turn to the right, like a solid 180. Good. Now say okay and throw the toy. And throw it. Yeah, let the leash go. Nice. Yeah, get excited again. Add some excitement there. That's the big one. Yeah, good. There you go. That's where, like, if you're reaching, like, just say out when he comes into your vicinity and then pick it up. I mean, if he wants to come back to the bed, good, say good. Say nope, out, good. Just be ready with the remote collar, okay? If you're not, I think you're watching.
Good, nope.
Good.
Good boy.
Now say okay and throw it again.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Just to keep the game going so he's not getting too bored or anything, you know, that's important. Let's try the heel again. Let's try it with the toy on the ground, okay? So say Doug out.
Doug out.
Say nope. Good.
Nope.
Good. It's nice that's nice, hey, how he's like, good. He wants to play the keep away game with you. It's just a natural, like, kind of habit for him probably. So it's just, yeah, you keeping it from happening is good. With scratching the leash and stuff, yeah, it was fun for him. If he starts scratching the leash too much, but you want to start walking, just say heel and start moving. Just give him a little tug if you need to. He'll stop scratching. Sometimes they might get a touch itchy, but other times they'll start to learn it's a bit of a distraction. You know, you might say heel and he'll just start scratching. It's like, no, like we're going now, kind of thing, right? So say Doug, heel. Good. And you're ready to say no if he goes for the toy, which he did not, and that was great. Add some praise when you're healing. Say good. Make some eye contact. Good. No, it's nice. He's doing well with it. And you can add different distractions to this. You could use different toys. You can use food and stuff too is nice. Come to a stop there and ask him to sit. Okay, he sat, which is nice, but I want you to next time when you stop in a heel, keep him from coming in front of you. So come to a stop and then you can say sit, but make sure he stops beside you. Use that leash a little bit to restrict him, okay? So go ahead and say Doug, heel again. Say good. Oh, there you go. Good, you fixed it. Then slow down and come to a stop when you're ready. Good, there you go. Nice. He did the sit on his own, which was good too. Good. Now say okay and let him get the toy.
Okay.
You might have to like show him he can get it by like, yeah, there you go. Good boy. Yeah, get excited. Get excited. Good, good, good. Good. Good, good, good. So, okay, so if we want him to bring it back to you, this is like a different kind of thing altogether, but two things you got. I would personally be using the place bed to your advantage because he wants to go there. So when you throw it, just walk over to the bed and kind of, good boy, come on, buddy, good.
Okay.
But you have to, regardless, good boy, you have to, good, keep that enthusiasm. And even if that means just getting him enthusiastic to come to here and then saying Doug out, that's a good start. Because once we start reaching in, he starts trying to go back to the keep away. So we might just avoid reaching for him altogether. And the other thing that seems sometimes counterintuitive is like, just never go towards him. If he's coming to, it's like, Doug, good boy, get it. Okay, get it, yeah. Good, 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 good. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, good, good boy, good boy. Good, see how that backwards movement really draws him in? Always backwards, never reach. Even if he's like really close, you're not still like kind of leaning for, because that's really good. Oh, now we're playing that game. You kind of just draw him into you if you want to just pet him for a second. This is kind of the nuance of learning to play with him well. But it's something you might have to reinforce a bit. And if he's playing keep away, just nope, out, and just stop the game. You can just control the game like that altogether. So go ahead and just, if we want here, just maybe, just, you know, you can kind of go over there and pick it up, the toy or whatever. You can walk towards him and pick the toy up if you need to. Tell him Doug out. Say nope. Good. Yeah, if you say out and he doesn't immediately let it go, right away, nope. Okay, just say that nope right away. Now walk towards the toy, go to pick it up, say nope if he, good. Now say good. Good. Did you tap the collar there? Nice.
Nope. Nope.
Now pick it up. Good, that was good, hey, nice. Yeah, even dropping the toy can be good like that too. It's good. Showing him like, okay, we're not playing until you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
It was perfect, yeah. Now say Doug place and point to your place bed. Take like a step towards it when you say it. Say good.
Nope.
Good. Yeah, that's again, your nope is good there. It's hard. I try to avoid using the toy as my, like if you're pointing to the bed, don't point with the toy, but it's a difficult exercise, so it's good to practice it. It was good. Drop the leash and just walk away from him. Now, as he's on the bed, watch as you walk away, because you don't trust him quite yet to not get off. So if you see he starts to get off, you're going to say nope. Okay. And you can even take like a step towards him kind of thing if you need to, right? Okay. If he still gets off, even though you said nope, just pick up the leash, give it a little tug, and put him back on the bed. Yeah. Good. That's nice that he laid down. So if you want, you can reward him with the tug by saying okay and throwing it. Okay. Nice. Good boy. Good boy. Good, 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 good. Nice work, buddy. Good. Good, yeah, a little bit of back. Okay, that's good, though. He dropped it for you, so say Doug out again. Out. Good. Then pick it up. Good. Now throw it right away, like say okay and throw it again for him. Yeah, just to keep the game going again so he's not thinking it's all about work. Good boy. Back to the bucket. Nice work, buddy. Good, good, good. As far as like stuff with, we'll, let's do that maybe. Why don't you, we're going to show you how to use the remote collar here a little bit, and we're going to bring some dogs out for distractions too, okay? Just see how he does around some dog distractions. He's actually pretty chill with dogs, like he really doesn't get overly does he get, how is he with other dogs typically?
He can get like overly excited.
When he's playing with them? But what about when you're like healing with him and stuff around other dogs?
When you're healing with him, he listens.
He's pretty good, yeah.
He's allowed to do kind of what he wants, and he gets really excited.
Yeah, and that's again, it's like with a young dog especially, like if you're socializing with other dogs, a remote collar is great because if he's getting too much for the dog, you can step in and say, hey, like come, or no if you need to correct any unwanted behavior. You know, it's just making sure you're not letting him like, you know, use that energy on a dog that's not comfortable with it. So find dogs that he's comfortable with. Yeah.
We haven't had an issue.
Good.
We had a couple issues with our husky.
Yeah.
He could be the...
Not as much into that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's typical of the breed, of course.
If you got him around other dogs,
Yeah.
and the other dogs are the problem, like...
Yes. That's
what
usually...
do you do other than drag your dog away?
Well, that's why, okay, so that goes into like the conversation around like places we think are good to socialize dogs. Like I'm not a huge fan of like closed in, fenced in dog parks and stuff, just because you will get those kinds of dogs that just aren't very social, they're not well trained, or they've just been pent up for the 8 hours while their owner was at work and now they're blowing off the steam.
Yeah.
And so I tried to, especially with the off-leash training we've done, get them into places like you're in the city in Calgary. So like Beaumont Park, Nose Hill Park, those big open off-leash areas where there's not really a fence or anything.
Yeah, we live like Edwardy.
Yeah, even Edwardy is perfect as long as it's not too busy. Sometimes Edwardy can be a little crazy. But again, you stick to the areas where it's like, you know, you go into those places with the mentality of like, me and my dog are going hiking. We might see some other dog friends and we might interact with people and dogs on the way, but you're not going with the goal of like, I'm going to go in here and just let Doug run up to every dog he sees. It's like, you're going to find probably through some of the training and doing some play and stuff with him, he's more gravitating towards you anyway. But yeah, if you're like walking along, and just as an example of like etiquette, it's like you're walking off leash and you see another person enjoying their dog off leash, but the dog's close to them and not engaging with your dog at all. Don't let Doug just run up there and start harassing him. That's where I'd be like, hey, nope, come. And then we use the e-collar if we need to correct to stop him from rushing over there. So let's walk through the e-collar controls a little bit, okay? So we'll go through the primary functions first. I can walk you through this. It'll be, so I can kind of explain it. So when we're using the remote collar, since we usually have our leash in our left hand, we'll typically have this in our right hand. So I'm just gonna switch this around here. So we'll usually have this in our right hand. Just so you can kind of easily access the corrective button or the button for corrections, which is this black one on top here. The dial is also important to be able to get easy access to. So I try to have my hand on both at the same time.
Is the dial sensitivity?
The dial is like the sensitivity of the shock or the stimulation that the dog gets. So the higher the level of stim. I will say for Doug, like a full disclaimer that I tell to everybody that uses the remote collar is the numbers don't matter too much, and that's especially true with Doug's case. Like if he's really into something, you might be at 100 on this thing, the maximum level, and it's just dependent on the situation. I look at the level sort of like a volume dial based on like if I need to project my voice loudly because the dog is super excited or aroused, most likely this level needs to be higher as well, right? If the dog's like bolting towards a squirrel or something like that, and you say, Doug, no, most likely if he doesn't respond to the no, you're going to be tapping at a high level. And the reason why, it's not like that level is not going to be associated with a really big consequence for that behavior. It's just his level of drive and arousal is going to tune out anything less than that, right? So a level 15 when he's calm like this might be a level 100 when he's super aroused, you know? It just totally depends on the situation. And so when I use the e-collar, it's always paired with a nope command. Like the nope will come first, the nope marker, followed by the remote collar stim if I need it still, right?
If he's not listening.
If he's not listening, yeah, exactly. Like if I say, Doug, come, and he doesn't come, I'll say nope, and I'll tap on the collar right after the nope if he doesn't respond. And once I tap the collar, I'll repeat the command again, as long as I see a response from him when I tap the collar. You know, if he's running and I say, Doug, come, and he doesn't listen, I'll say nope, and I'll tap the collar. You're gonna see he stops because he feels it. Most likely he turns and starts coming back right away, but as long, Doug, nope, nope. Even there, that's a good example though, right? Because that's a level 58, right? And it's just enough to get his attention, but it's not overwhelming for him. I even probably would have actually wanted a bit of a higher level correction there to see him actually like, oh crap, I got to get off that right now, right? That's what I would look for when I use the e-collar in those situations. Anytime I'm using the e-collar to correct that kind of thing, like jumping up on the counter,
Yeah.
jumping on a person. I'm looking for the dog to kind of like recoil a little bit away from the object that they jumped on. That's going to ensure that they won't do it again repeatedly, right? Otherwise, we're just kind of nagging them a bit, right? And so, again, that was a level 60, though, that I used. So what I did was I said nope, and I tapped once. I noticed he didn't even feel it, and I don't know what level that was at. So I quickly just turned the dial up like that, and I said nope again and tapped it, and he felt it, and it was at a level 58.
Okay.
And I'm just turning the dial. I didn't look at it or anything. I just kept it down here kind of thing and watched the dog's response when I tapped the button.
Okay.
It's just important you know it's not turned all the way up to 100 right off the bat. That's just the big thing, right? Okay. And it does take some skill, some getting used to using it, but once you get comfortable with it and used to using it, it becomes like pretty intuitive, pretty simple to utilize. And again, with a dog like him who's not overly sensitive, you're not having to be quite as careful with these levels and stuff that you're using. So again, to walk through the basic controls we need right off the bat, the dial on top here to adjust from 0 to 100. For a dog like Doug, I'd probably just stay around level 20, like baseline, you know, just that'd be where I'd start it typically.
Okay.
But if it needs to go up, it needs to go up. Okay. The black S button is the correction button. So if I say like, Doug, nope, because he's doing something and he doesn't stop, I would then tap the button.
Okay.
I would want to see a response that he felt it.
You're tapping it. You're not like...
Yeah, tapping it. Yeah, that's exactly right. Always tapping the button. We want that to be like a basically like a poke or a slap on the back of the head, depending on how high the level it is, of course. Okay. But that's how it gets their attention. If you hold it, it can kind of make them get a little stuck on things. Yeah. There might be a time and a place where we'll hold it, but we don't need to go into that right now. Okay. It's not important. And then the red button? The red button just boosts that level by 5 points. So if it's at a level 25 and I tap the red, he would get a correction at a level 30, sorry. Okay. If I had it at 25 and I tap it, it would go to a 30 and correct. It's just an alternative boost button.
As opposed to...
It's set to 5 by default. You can adjust that. Like you can go into the manual and change it to like a 20-point level boost. Okay. And it is nice for dogs that like Doug that might like, you know, go from one level to another very quickly and it's like high. That boost can be nice, but I do prefer my clients just get comfortable adjusting the dial because it's pretty much just as quick in my opinion to do that, you know? So usually the only buttons you really need to rely on are going to be the top.
Do you normally use it like with the leash on?
So we'll use it with the leash on if we're like, you know, let's say I'm going to be going out with him on a walk or something and I might want to, you know, I might want to let him go sniff some bushes and let the leash go kind of thing. Then I would have that on. I would say the e-collar is one of the ones we're more consistent with than anything else. The e-collar should probably go on like at the beginning of the day, and you should just wear it through the day when you're with him or when the family's with him. Okay. That way, if he does start doing something we don't like, or if he does start ignoring a command or a behavior, you can reinforce it right away. Okay. Like you'll even notice when Liv went out, I didn't recall him away from the door. I just said his name and he didn't listen, but I didn't keep trying to recall him because I didn't have a way to reinforce it on me at the time. So that's important for a young dog, especially after a training program, is that there's some consistency. We usually recommend 90 days of consistency. Having that e-collar on at the beginning of the day, let him wear it when you're with him through the day. Of course, if you're not with him through the day, like going to work, take it off and stuff. Yeah. But put it on him like before you let him in the backyard to go potty even. Because it's like if he's in the backyard playing keep away when you're trying to get him inside, you can easily put a stop to that kind of behavior. And, hey, Doug, nope, tap. Come, okay, good boy, right? And that's kind of how we utilize it, right? Okay. So it is important with the remote collar that it's on him, even if you're not really going to have to use it, like you're just walking around the neighborhood or something. And it's there if you need it, you know, if he really like tries to pull on the leash to get to something, you can always utilize that as a correction. Okay. So again, the dial is the primary button that we need, or the button here on the black one, and the dial are the primary ones we need to know. Okay. The T on the side here is just a tone. Is it a vibrate? It's a vibrate right now. Okay. So it's just a vibrate function. You can see it distracts the crap out of him, but he's a little confused as to what it is. I don't usually advise clients use that much because what'll happen is if I tell them they can use it, they'll use it for everything and it just becomes kind of useless. So it's just, it's not really necessary. The stim can be used the same way. Okay. The on off for the remote is right here on the back. So this is for the remote. If I hold this down, that remote's going to turn off. Okay. And if I hold it down again, it's going to turn on. Okay. I usually just have it on throughout the day, and then when I plug it into the charger, it will turn off, so you turn it on again at the beginning of the next day.
Is the collar on off charged?
So there's there's a battery on it, and you have to turn it off when you're not using it. But again, typically I'll just take it off the dog at the end of the day, put it on the charger, and then turn it on again the next day. Okay. And I just charge the remote and the collar every night. There's a charger in the box for it, so if you go home with one of these, you'll go home with a charger and stuff for it as well, obviously. Okay. And the charge port is right here for the remote. I'll take the collar off when we're done and show you that.
Little side button here.
That's just it's a kind of a function control. Gotcha. You really don't need to know much about it, but you can read the manual. It just changes some of the functions that we don't really like to mess with. So it's set where we need it, so that should be good.
Okay.
This is the on-off for the remote. Hold that down. If you tap it instead, you'll see a strobe light goes on. You'll see like a blinking on the collar on the bottom. You can barely see it, but it's on there.
Oh, yeah. No,
and then if I
see it.
tap it again, it goes to a solid LED light. His fur is so long, it doesn't really work
Is
that
that more
great.
just for like nighttime?
Nighttime
Yeah, okay.
usage, yeah, it's not, you can see it kind of down there, but
Yeah.
barely. And then you tap it a third time, it'll turn off again. So now the light is fully off.
Okay.
And that's really all the controls that you need to know about on the collar here kind of thing. So that's the basic usage of it. And again, we're only using it after we've marked a behavior that we don't like, right? Like if I say nope, we can use it to correct that kind of thing, right? So what we'll have you do maybe is do some more healing and obedience and stuff with them. And we'll maybe implement the collar a little bit and see if we need to utilize it for any issues along the way with the obedience, especially as I bring a dog in, because we'll probably bring some distractions and stuff in, okay? So if you hang on to that in your right hand, it's set to, what did you, like level 19
He's
kind of thing?
around like 20, 30.
Yeah, so like let's go like a 25 kind of thing. Yeah, there you go. It doesn't need to be perfect or exact or anything. Have that in your right hand, have his leash in your left hand,
Okay.
and just pick up his leash for me. And then just tell him heel just as you did before. Good. Now with the pinch collar, just kind of watch that it's, yeah, like on the, it might even flip around a little bit here. We can, hey, hang on. We can just adjust it a little bit here. There you go. Now get him back up into that heel position. There you go. Good. 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 Now say heel and start walk. Just start moving if he's doing this, right? Just say heel and start moving. Good. Now with that as like, you know, you got it set to a 25. I'll add some distractions while you're healing with him. So just do some healing, praise him along the way.
And then if he goes for it, no.
Say nope, and you can tap the collar after you say nope too. Like you'll kind of, we'll see. I mean, a lot of times what happens is the dog doesn't respond the first time, so you tap the collar, then they learn, okay, now you have that kind of ability. Now turn a 180 to the right. Good. Now say good. Good. Now slow down and come to a stop. See if he'll sit with you. Good. Now if you want, you can let him have, oh, say good. That was good. Now put him in a down there.
Down.
Good. Now drop the leash and walk away from him. Walk towards the toy. Pick it up, and if you want, say okay and throw it. Nice. Nicely done. Good. You tapped it the one time there, I think, hey? Yeah, that was perfect. You got his attention. It worked well. Good boy. Good. Now use your out command.
Out.
Say nope. Good. Oh, there you go. Good. Nope. Good. Perfect. This is where timing becomes sort of important. Like, I like that you used it there. I don't think that's a bad thing, but you do want to watch, especially as he starts to learn you are kind of serious about this. Like, you give him that chance. You say nope. If he stops, don't tap the button. It's like, it's a tough timing thing because it might be something happening fast, but you say nope, and then he backs away. You really want to avoid hitting the button as he's backing away, because then you're saying, like, even though you're moving away from it, you're still getting corrected. Not the most like clear for him, right? So try to give him that moment. Nice. Then you said okay, now throw it. You said okay. You did. Yeah, that was you. Again, that's kind of it's kind of weird though how that conditioning happens with dogs. It's like, it's not even a word, it's just a signal. It's like they hear the whistle, they're going, you know? They hear the bell, they're going. Good.
Give him commands in German or something.
Well, yeah, right, exactly. That's why they do it. That's exactly why they do it.
Yeah.
Tell him out.
Out.
Say nope.
Nope.
Good. Now say good.
Nope.
Good. Pick up your toy again. Just say nope if you try. Oh, that's good. Yeah. If he's trying to bite it when you pick it up, you can say nope too. Now pick up your leash again and do the heel. Bring him into the heel. Yeah. So now just maybe like, just stop for a sec. Put him in a sit there. Say nope. Oh, that was good. Nice. Toss the toy away from him so you're not having to hang on to it. Just toss it somewhere. Now say heel again and guide him into the heel.
Yep.
That was nice. I like that you just turned and walked away instead of like pulling him. That was perfect.
Instead of dragging him with you?
No, it was really good. Well, just, yeah, like you could have said heel and guided him, but I like that you said heel and walked in his direction. It made it really easy for him, which is nice. And say heel and turn that way. I should mention, I usually will say heel if I'm taking sharp direction changes. Like, you know, if I go, like I'm walking this way and then I'm going to go heel as I turn, just to let him know, you know.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he should be paying attention, but he might not always. So say heel and just start going. Good. Don't tighten that leash up unless you need it to tighten up, okay? Don't pull before you do anything. Say heel, turn, and if you need to pull the leash, pull the leash. Good. There you go. See? Nice. Now come to a stop, or pass the toy if you want. Go past the toy one more time. And then tell him, okay, but, oh, watch. Nice. Good. Now say good. And now, like, stop, put him in a sit, pick up the toy, and let him, like, throw it or something like that. I would go pick the toy up here just because it might be, he probably isn't going to go bite it now that you said nope and corrected him once. So unless you pick it up and throw it, then he's like, oh, I have permission now. So stop, put him in a sit or a down.
Sit. Duck sit.
Good. That's fine if he downs, that's okay. Then just walk away from him. Say nope. Then say down.
Down.
Good. Pick up your leash and collar, or sorry, pick up the toy, sorry. And then say okay and throw it.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that was really good. Nice. It maybe looked like you maybe tapped a little early over here that first time with the e-collar. You know what I mean? Like you were kind of walking towards it. You knew he was going to go towards it, but you kind of tapped as soon as you saw him look at it.
Yeah.
We got to be careful with that because we want to make sure we know he's going to make because maybe he just looks at it, but then it's like, oh, I'm doing obedience and looks at you. Give him that opportunity because we want to see him be successful. So even though it might look like he's about to do it, if he doesn't, oh, good boy. But if he still does, then you can tap the collar. Okay. So it just really helps in those situations. So walk up to him. You can do the out again if you want.
Out.
Good. If he's like really just hovering over it, you could say nope and tap the collar and he will back up, you know. It's a small space though too, and he knows you're going to go pick it up. So just go pick it up anyway.
Nope.
Yeah, don't say that okay. You say it, he's like, I'm going to get it. It's funny. You can't